Hi everyone. I know I haven't posted in a few days, mostly just because I've just been really busy. I'm preparing for my daughter's bridge ceremony, which is basically just graduation. She's going into high school next year, so that's fun. We've had a lot of fun picking out things that we need to do. But anywho, so today I kind of want to talk a little bit about the cycle of abuse. I personally, if you're anything like me, I didn't have any idea what it even was. I'd never even seen an actual cycle, but if you just go on Google and Google cycle of abuse, there's like an actual diagram, and the diagram, it's just on point. You have to read it. Basically, what it is, so you start, it's the starting, you're calm, then there's tension building, and then bam, there's an incident, whether it be like physical abuse or whether it be mental, emotional, verbal, sexual, but some sort of incident does take place. After that, you go into the phase where your abuser is apologizing to you. At this point, you'll probably end up with like gifts, or just, I'm so sorry, I love you so much, please don't leave me. It's the begging stage, where they're like, they know that they messed up, and they're repenting in a sense. Then it goes into the honeymoon stage, because of course you've forgiven your abuser, and then you're in the honeymoon stage where everything is good, everything's perfect. You see the good side of them again, and you're just like, wow, this is the person that I actually married, or I actually want to be with. This is the person that I saw from the beginning. This is the person that I fell in love with. And then shortly after that, it does go back into tension building again. And so, and then, of course, the incident. So it does continue, and it's just a never-ending cycle. Being that I do talk a lot about, I want to talk a lot about the aftermath of, actually leaving your abuser, because like I said before, it can be quite dangerous. And what makes it dangerous is that you no longer forgive. And if you do forgive, it's for yourself. It's not to get back with that person anymore. Part of what I'm going through right now is still the same cycle, in a different sense. So for instance, example, I'm gonna put you where I'm at in the cycle right now. In the cycle, I am currently in the let's see. Okay, so I'm gonna start with where my cycle always ends up, or how it is. So things will be calm for a while. The calm part for me is when I'm not speaking to him. I don't talk to him at all. I don't call and tell him how the kids are doing. I don't take his calls. I don't answer emails. I just completely ignore him. Usually that phase lasts for about 3 or 4 months. And then somehow or another, he'll contact me and say, please, I need to talk to you about the kids. I want to help you. I know I haven't been helping with child support. I really want to do something. I want to do my part. Of course I'm like, okay, it's been a while. Let me go ahead and talk to him, see what this is about. And then I'll call him and I'll talk to him about it. And I always call him *67 because I don't want him to have my number. So I'll call him and be like, hey, so what's up? You were wanting you were wanting me to call you. What's going on? What do you need? And that's usually how I respond. Like whenever I call him, I'm like, what's up? What do you need? And so then he'll kind of go from there. Hey, well, I don't want to fight with you anymore. I really just want to be here for my kids. I want to be a responsible parent. I want to do what I need to do for them and make sure that they have what they need. And, how are they doing in school and all this stuff. And I know good and well he knows how they're doing in school, because he does keep in contact with the schools. But anywho, so it's that. And then I'm like, okay, well, we'll end it on a good note. The last time that I spoke to him, that was on a good note, he actually had told me something about a Lincoln Navigator. So he owes me almost $20,000 in child support. The Attorney General doesn't do anything. They don't care. I don't know. I don't know at what point they do start enforcing it, but he owes me roughly around $20,000 in child support at this point. He said that he has a Lincoln Navigator that he's not using, and that he wanted to give it to me for the kids. And I was like, oh, okay, well, that's great. Let me have it. Then I don't have a car payment anymore, right? That'd be great. I've yet to see it. I don't know. But anywho, so Shortly after that happens, in my cycle right now as the aftermath, after, we in on a good note, I'm like, maybe this could be great. I really do want to co-parent with him. He's the father of my children. They deserve a good relationship in a sense that they should be able to come and go as they please. There shouldn't have to be any, nope, you can't go till 6:00, that kind of stuff. It sucks. It really does. But, so we'll do that. And then the next time that I saw him, it was, everything was fine. He waved at us. It was fine. It was calm. It was great. So then normally that's what happens. Everything will be fine. I'll run into him, or I'll see him at a visitation, should I say, exchange, and everything will be fine. About a week or so will go by, and he'll say, hey, can you call me? I have to talk to you about something. And I'll call him, and then it'll be him blowing up on me, acting crazy. And it'll be something like, you're a fucking bitch, you're this, you're that, and it's just a whole bunch of like belittling. So to me, in this part of the cycle, what it is to me is him trying to regain control. Belittling somebody or making them feel like they're less than, or telling them about all of their flaws is putting them down. That's to break their spirit, to break who they are, to break them down, wear them down, so that you can regain control. Of course, if I allow him to hurt me, then yeah, he's gonna be able to gain control. It wasn't until recently, actually, that I realized that I was still in this cycle with him, because I sat there and I really thought about it. What can I do to fix this? I don't want to cry anymore. I don't want to feel this way, and I don't cry out of like hurt or because he's hurting my feelings about the things he says. He's said these things to me 1,000,001 times plus some. It's not that. It's just that it's not fair to me. I shouldn't have to deal with that. Still, I am no longer married to him. I don't want anything to do with him anymore. And I just feel like, just talk to me about the kids. You shouldn't cuss me out and say ugly things to me, Anywho, so there's that. So then that happens, and after that, that's going to be considered the incident on my side. So after the incident takes place, he'll go into the I'm sorry phase, and he will apologize to me. He'll apologize to my kids, and I never respond, and I never accept an apology from him. I don't stay angry, because if I stayed angry, then it would hinder me as a person who I am, and I don't want that carrying over into my new life. I don't want his craziness carrying over and bleeding onto my new life. So I kind of completely cut it and put that over here on this side, and then my life is on this side. And so I just completely cut him off, and I don't talk to him for a few months. And so right now we're in that stage where I'm just not speaking to him at all. And that's just what happens. It happens all the time. It's like it's consistent. It's nonstop. If you're going through something like that right now in your current relationship, what I can tell you is to either document these things or report abuse of any kind. And like I said in one of my last videos, it is easier said than done to report an abuse, your abuser, because you do still care about them. But I can't stress to you how important it is right now. I have not been able to get a restraining order or a protective order of any kind against my abuser, because the last time that he actually physically assaulted me was in August of 2016. So I didn't report it when it happened. And had I reported it, then he would, there would be more proof as to his kind of behavior. And every single time that I've tried to get a restraining order, well, what is he doing to you? Well, he's harassing me. He's stalking me. Well, there's a court order in place, so he has to be in contact with you because of the kids. I'm sorry, contacting my job or writing on the social media page of my job, that's not contacting me for my children. That's harassment. Sending me 500 emails telling me I'm this, I'm that, I'm this, I'm that. It's harassment. It all is harassment. And I have taken it, to the police and tried to get restraining orders, tried to get protective orders, and nobody seems to take me seriously. I don't know. I feel like there's so much of this that goes on an everyday basis in different scenarios. And it's just such a sticky situation that people just don't want to get involved, and they just would rather kind of like turn a blind eye. It's horrible. It really is. Our laws need to change. But so that's kind of like that. I just kind of wanted to go over that with a cycle of abuse. It doesn't get any better. That's why it's a cycle. It's literally never ending. It's never ending. It's just never ending. Once you get into that cycle, like you're in it, and you need to get out of it if you have any control of that. A lot of reasons that women don't leave relationships right away. There are a lot of reasons why. A lot of people don't understand, and they don't get why. Well, why don't you just leave? As if it's that easy, you know? And it's really not that easy. But part of it has to do with financial things, or you know, you share so much of your life together that you can't just pick up and walk away. Or you have kids, and you know, who's gonna help me take them to daycare, or who's gonna help me pay my car payment, or how am I gonna pay my rent, you know, things like that. Just be strong and start set a plan. What I did before I left, a few years before I left, actually, I was like, you know, he had told me that he would never help me with child support if I left. So what I told myself was, you know what, I'm going to start paying all the bills by myself, and I'm going to see if I can do it, if I can actually do this. And so I did. I started paying bills by myself, and I figured out how much money I needed to make before I left the relationship in order to survive, right? And I've been doing it ever since. Although, while I was doing that, paying all the bills by myself, I did kind of like bite myself in the butt on that one, because he really stopped helping me with everything. So, but anywho, make a plan. Do what you have to do. Document things, though, for sure. That way, whenever it does come down to get to go to court, especially if you have children, you need to document as much as you can. They don't deserve that, and if they're in that and they're living that, just know that you have a long road ahead of you as far as healing goes. Be strong and know that that you're worth something, and there is someone out there who will love you exactly the way that you are. If he tells you that you're stupid, you're fat, you're worthless, you're ugly, whatever it may be, just how you are, someone out there is going to love you just like that. Well, I have to get to work, and I will post another video later. Thanks for watching.